So,
No,
yeah.
poor MTSU.
Poor. Do they play tomorrow?
Not tomorrow.
Oh, they play next week.
Yeah, when they do though.
Yeah, we'll get to MTSU in a
season
minute
over.
because I want to take a correlation from last week's
There we are.
class or last week's BS show. I learned something new about another in-state school with a cool ticket offer I'm going to put on the air that MTSU may want to copy. But first, since we've already talked about it being 8 days from major college football, let's go with your favorite person wearing the number 8 in college or NFL football.
Favorite person wearing 8, man. As bad as I hate to say it, probably Troy Aikman. He was part of the good run they had. I liked him.
I'm going Andy Kelly.
You're reaching.
Huh? No, man. I had Nashville Cats season tickets. I was a UT fan growing up. Man, you go to the Nashville Cats and watch him throw that ball around the arena.
Yeah.
So
he should be,
yeah. I mean, doesn't he hold like records in the AFL
sure he does,
for a bunch of
he's
stuff?
a good quarterback.
Yeah, and he was a UT quarterback, and
Yeah.
it's Orange Friday.
There you go.
But
Go Big
I just
Orange.
wanted to name some people that wore 8. I mean,
Yeah.
I made a list.
Yeah, who you got?
So Lamar, Troy Aikman, Steve Young, Ray Guy. That's your Raider.
Yeah, the punter.
Archie Manning, Mark Brunell, Matt Hasselbeck. So there's your Titan. Kirk Cousins, Matt Schaub, Falcon, Sam Bradford, and Trent Dilfer, Super Bowl winning quarterback.
Yeah.
Then Tennessee-wise, you got Jonathan Crompton, Tyler Bray, and Andy Kelly, all 3. So Tyler Bray set record. I mean, he was beating Peyton Manning single-season records.
Yeah,
So
good thing going.
you got a lot of good 8s.
Yeah.
So just thought I would pass that along.
There's ESPN 8,
The Ocho. Dude, there keeps being a rumor that there's a sequel to that movie coming out.
That would be awesome.
There is no way the sequel would ever live up to the original.
It would be tough. It'd be tough.
It's kind of like the sequel to Super Troopers. It was funny, but it was nowhere close.
Yeah,
to
almost just needs to be a different movie.
Yeah.
But
A sequel to Dodgeball, and the one guy died, didn't he?
Patches O'Houlihan.
Died, so there's no dodging a ball or
crushed
not.
by 2 tons of irony or something.
No, I'm talking about in real life.
Oh, did he really? Okay.
Yeah.
Rip Torn, I think was his name. Was that who that was?
I don't know, but I think he passed away. So I guess Vince Vaughn's character would have to become Patches O'Houlihan, like a younger version of Patches.
Or CGI.
Yeah.
Paul Walker him in there.
Yeah.
Fast and Furious.
Yeah, that's a whole nother discussion. All right, Brad, tell us about your listing before we go into.
Man, let's take a drive out to Bell Buckle, Tennessee. Just in Bedford County. Beautiful wide open spaces.
Oh, a deer.
Yeah, deer. There's cattle.
Yeah.
Beautiful setting out here. It's 215 Cayenne Road in Bell Buckle. Man, this place is beautiful. It's sitting on 1 acre of land. 3-bed, 2-bath house. Has a deep 2-car garage, enough room to have 2 cars and a shop, mowers, anything you need. And then there's another 1-car detached garage. So lots of storage space. Got a deck out back. Nice rocking chair front porch. This place is ready for the new owners. Let me know if you have any questions on it. It's 215 Cayenne Road in Bell Buckle, Tennessee.
Man, that is a spicy listing, Brad.
Plenty of flavor.
All right, thanks for those tuning in. All right, so what are your thoughts on college football realignment?
I don't know. One thing that turns me off about college football is when you have, for example, an Alabama playing an MTSU. I know MTSU makes money and all that, but you're leading those kids to slaughter.
Yeah, you are.
It's degrading to start your season out on that kind of note, but then 80-0 scores. That's one of the things that could turn me off about college football. I wish it was much more level playing field.
So the interesting thing was, so you get teams like MTSU or Western Kentucky, these teams that were traditionally like your level 2 Division 2 schools that spent a lot of money, did a lot of stuff to get to Division 1 to kind of play with the big boys, and now all the big boys are kind of separating themselves to be all alone again.
Yeah.
So
Big time.
you're getting these super conferences, like 16-team conferences. All the powers are kind of aligning with two conferences as of right now, the
Yeah.
SEC and the Big Ten. The ACC, the only thing holding it together currently is a TV contract. And if it wasn't for that TV contract, you could probably see Florida State, Clemson, Virginia Tech, North Carolina, and Georgia Tech all go somewhere else, and probably
Yeah.
those two other conferences.
Yeah, that's probably where they would go.
So it's kind of ruining college football.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, all the conferences used to be regional.
Mm-hmm.
So
right.
your Big
Yes.
Ten was north, your ACC was coastal states, the SEC was
I'm learning how
southeast.
to choose the right audio apps.
Hey, be quiet, Siri.
Come on,
the
man.
Big 12, which was the Southwestern Conference, had all the Southwestern teams.
Yeah.
The Pac-12 had all. We're about to be in a situation where one of the ACC is looking at adding Stanford
Mm-hmm.
and Washington State.
Right.
They're
That's
on the
nothing
Pacific
AC,
Ocean.
Yeah.
There's no Atlantic to that.
Yeah.
So that's my problem with it. And,
Yeah.
and don't even get me started on NILs. And look, there's no more, I was raised in Tuscaloosa, so I'm going to be a Bammer. Or I was raised in Knoxville, so I'm going to go play for Tennessee.
Yeah.
There's no longer, my granddaddy played for Notre Dame, so I'm going to go play for Notre
Yeah.
Dame. It's nothing like that. It's who can pay me the most. It's become
Yeah.
like
Oh, yeah.
a semi-pro thing.
Exactly. Yeah. They might as well start calling it farm for
And-
the NFL. Farm league.
And what you're going to run into is those super conferences are going to bankrupt schools like MTSU
Mhm.
and Western Kentucky, Austin Peay, people like that, local teams to us. They're going to ruin that stuff.
Yeah. And like I said, the argument for a small school playing a big school is, well, it gets those guys exposure, it gets MTSU exposure, but I don't think, other than money, bringing in money, it just absolutely embarrasses the program.
Yeah, as there's
One, everybody knows what's going to happen, and then two, them kids get out there and just get
annihilated.
beat to death. Yeah, but one thing I do notice is they normally first quarter almost hang with these bigger schools.
Well, it's till the depth hits.
And then once they start subbing in and making adjustments, it absolutely just gets embarrassing. And that's one thing that really gets on my nerves.
Well, teams like MTSU or that level mid-major team, they're going to have good starters. Their starters
Oh, yeah.
can play with. I mean, they're probably 3-star, 2-star athletes. They're going to be able to play.
They would have been a good backup
Right.
at a bigger school. But
What Alabama and Georgia and starting to be Tennessee and teams like that, their backups and their third stringers are 4- and 5-star
yeah.
players.
Yeah.
So when you get to where you're subbing players in, middle subbing in some walk-on jack that whatever,
Yeah.
these big SEC schools, they're just walking in another guy that
Yeah, exactly. So that makes, and I mean, there's no question. You see the difference.
Yeah.
It's a real thing, but sure.
But
as long as
between those
program-
two things, they're going to ruin college football.
Yeah.
I was actually reading an article, I think it was from SI this week, that by 2035 college football may not exist.
Wow.
And think of that's only
That's
12
huge.
years.
Yeah. That's a big statement.
Yeah. So, all right, my listing, I've got it coming soon. It's going to hit tomorrow, 703 McGivney Court in Smyrna. It's about 1,500 foot, 3-bedroom, 2-bath brick home near Home Depot. So you're near Stonecrest Hospital. You're near the 24. You're near the Target. You're near Freddy's Hamburgers, which that's really the most important part of all
There you
that.
go.
So very, very well conveniently located, close to Old National Highway if you want to bypass some traffic. So great little house. Call me for more details. I'm not even going to give you the price. 615-838-0653. Woo.
Call for details.
All right, Brad, you just read a report just a minute ago. Well, let's hit one more football story, and then we'll do your report. Memphis, University of Memphis, one of my alumnuses, has got a deal going on, and we talked about MTSU and their lack of support and what do they need to do to get people in the stands, things like that. So Memphis's average attendance is a little over double of what MTSU's recorded attendance is. MTSU says they're about 14,000 a game. There's not 14,000 people there, so I don't know where they're getting that 14,000. Memphis's reported attendance is about 32,000.
That 14,000 might be tailgating and then leave
Tailgating,
when the game starts.
the bands, the
Yeah.
people holding cameras on the sidelines, the players,
Yeah. Yeah.
the people at the equipment trailer. I don't know where they're getting 14,000
Yeah.
at MTSU game. It's not there. But Memphis is about 32,000 a game. And looking at the Liberty Bowl, I would say that's probably pretty accurate watching a game online. There may be 25 there, but there's a good amount of people there. They're not fudging that number too much.
Yeah.
But one thing they're doing this year that seems really cool, and you asked me this question, we were talking about it yesterday. Memphis has got a deal. You pay $60 for a ticket to the first home game of the season. It's called Let's Win Together. If they win their first home game of the season, you get a free ticket to the second game. If they win the second
awesome.
game, you get a ticket to the third game. Continuing on through the whole season. So if they're undefeated at home, you bought a $60 ticket for the very first game of the year. So basically, you paid a $60 season ticket.
Yeah. That's a very good idea.
And it doesn't count their away games. So as far as MTSU goes, if they did this same exact thing, they open up with Alabama, their second game's Missouri, so there's 0-2 right there. You start at home. If you look at MTSU's schedule, I looked at it right before the show, they could go undefeated at home.
Mm-hmm. They always could.
I mean, they
always could.
Every
legitimately.
game on
Yeah.
their calendar should be a winnable game for MTSU. They should be able to go undefeated at home.
Yeah.
So do it instead of Memphis at 60, do it at 30.
Yeah. That'd be awesome, man. I would love for them to do something rather than raise the ticket prices.
Yeah. Just
They're
put
expensive
people in
enough.
the game. I mean, that's something fun too. Hey, we're winning together. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. Get some ownership back
Yeah.
from the town, you know. But yeah, like I say, we've covered this probably enough, but
Yeah. Don't
it's
kick
like
the
they
dead horse
don't
too
want
much.
people at the stadium.
Well,
It truly seems that way.
I'll report back on Wednesday. I'm going to go eat lunch with the associate athletic director to talk about getting people in the stands. And look, I know I'm wearing orange. I went to school there too. I am a proud alumni of MTSU. I want them to do well. I'm a proud alumni of Tennessee. I want them to do well. I'm a proud alumni of University of Memphis. I want them to do well. Just stop kicking people.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. All right. So we talked a couple weeks ago about recruiting things that we do at the office, and Brad, we went to Detroit, right?
With the Detroit.
Rock City.
Yep.
And that was a paid-for trip for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Still, yeah, it was a free trip.
Free trip.
It was nice. Got some good training.
Good training. Did you know that if you got your license at Century 21 Wright Realty and you wanted to go to Detroit for some free training, it would be there for you too?
That sounds like a good deal.
Yeah.
That's good. Good. Free training there. Free training here. Yeah.
Coaching. I mean, I'd put our training program up against anybody in the countries.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's a fair statement easily.
Yeah.
And the results speak for themselves.
But look, I'm not even just saying training. We have training in person, one-on-one. We have group training. We have training you can take on the internet, and we have training where you get a fully expense-paid trip to Michigan to do some training for 1 to 4 days.
Yeah. Quarterly or
Quarterly,
Yeah, just multiple opportunities.
and maybe not only just quarterly, maybe a couple of other pop trips other than that. So great training opportunities. Look, we don't just talk about training, we do training. This morning there was a training class about our studio down here, about how to use the green screen, how to use this backdrop, how to use these mics, the camera, the lights, action. So this morning we had a training just to how to do all this stuff down here. We're all about training here, and we'd love to help you get trained and get your real estate career going in the right direction.
Good deal. I like it, man. Can't say enough good about it.
Yeah. All right, so big news, Brad. You read it, and I kind of alluded to it just a minute ago. There was big news out of MLB, professional baseball this week. The owner of the Chicago White Sox had announced that he wants to get the White Sox out of Chicago, that it is too dangerous for him there.
That's sad, but some city's going to benefit from it.
And I would seem to think they're one of the older teams in the MLB. I mean, they go at least back to 1919 because of the Shoeless Joe Jackson scandal. I mean, there's a movie about it.
Really.
Yeah, so, but the Tennessean is reporting today that Nashville hasn't been in contact about bringing the White Sox to Nashville.
Yeah. So would you rather have the White Sox here or a minor league Sounds team here?
Yeah, because that's what it's going to come down to,
Yeah.
because you can't have both a minor league team and a pro team in the same city. So, would you rather have a major league team, which means there's probably going to be a stadium built? Now, First Tennessee Park, where the Sounds play, was built where if Nashville was to get a professional baseball team, it could be expanded to a major league ballpark.
Mm-hmm.
So it was built for that because everybody had already kind of anticipated Nashville may get a ballpark.
Excuse me.
So that being said,
This news has me choked up.
it's choked up. I'm not a baseball guy, so I would go to a game just because they were local, but I'm not a baseball guy.
Yeah,
So-
I enjoy watching it.
I'm a football guy. I'm a basketball guy. I just can't do baseball. But how many people here would go see the White Sox in Nashville? And let's take it another step. If the White Sox moved to Nashville, how do you like the name Nashville White Sox or Tennessee White Sox or
Yeah.
something like that? Or do they go the way of the Oilers and totally change their name?
Yeah, I personally think they should change. You know, new city, new team.
But I mean, that is a team with some history.
Oh yeah, no
Frank
doubt.
Thomas. We talked about Shoeless Joe Jackson. Reggie Jackson played for the White Sox?
Lord, I don't know. It's hard to say because so many of them at some point in their career
Jump.
bounce around. So you find out 20 years after the fact that your favorite player also played for
Look.
5 other teams.
My favorite baseball player, Junior, he played for the White Sox for a season.
Did he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, him and Frank Thomas were on the team together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's some power.
But I think they were all way past their prime at
Right,
that
yeah.
point.
That was probably after Bo Jackson, right?
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah,
after.
well,
Bo
after.
played for
He
the
was
White
with
Sox.
the White Sox, yeah.
That would have been after the Royals.
Yeah.
I mean, I wonder if that, as late as that was, Frank Thomas may have been selling Nugenics at the time. She'll like it too.
Still getting paid.
Still
she
getting
likes
paid.
that.
Yes. So that's the one thing that holds me up about changing the name is that's a team with over 100 years worth of history.
Mhm.
I mean, the Oilers, they were an original AFL team. Warren Moon, they never won a Super Bowl. The Sox have won World Series.
And realistically, if they moved, another team would probably
That-
end up going back there.
Yeah.
you know?
Now, if another team goes back to Chicago, now they do not sell seats like the Cubs do. They are the inferior brand as far as baseball in Chicago goes. But I agree with you. I think you'd almost have to move somebody back into Chicago as the
Yeah.
White Sox and make the Sounds the major league team.
Yeah,
Just
there
make
you
the
go.
minor league team go away and the Sounds become the major league team.
Mhm.
And that the Royals were a minor league team, the Brewers were a minor league team that just kind of changed their name and moved up.
All right, I like it. Hopefully, is there any dates? Like, I know this could be a couple years out, but
I think it could be a couple years out. Comiskey, I still call it Comiskey. It's not even called Comiskey anymore. I don't know what it's
I
called
have
now.
no telling.
It's the recent upgrades aren't that old, so it's a very interesting thing. But it's something to keep an eye on if you're in the Nashville area. Everyone wants to be in Nashville, even the White Sox.
And 98 people a day too.
Yeah, 90. Yeah,
Is that what it is?
I think it's 83 currently, but it got up to over 100.
Oh,
but
yeah.
83 people a day in a recession.
Yep.
All right, so we got the news
What
story
we
you can't
got?
believe,
I can't
Brad.
wait to hear it.
Police hunt down dinosaur following South Dakota heist.
Oh wow. Okay.
A velociraptor at the center of a theft led to 3 arrests last week, according to the Sioux Falls Police Department. Police have hunted down a velociraptor that was stolen from outside a South Dakota Arts and Science Center. Sioux Falls Police Sergeant Aaron Branson said Friday that a security officer spotted 3 people carrying the statue away from the Washington Pavilion and called police just after midnight. Surveillance video then helped officers track the statue to a nearby apartment. I guarantee this is college kids.
Mhm.
It's got
Has to
college.
be.
It's got college kids written all
Yeah,
over it.
It's already been spray painted.
Yeah. To a nearby apartment, the Argus leader reports when opening the door, the detectives could clearly see the velociraptor was sitting right there. Benson
Santa
said,
hat, pull of popcorn.
holding a case of Bud Light.
Yeah.
Police detained the 3 suspects on charges of grand theft. Oh, here we go. Brinson said one was 18, another 19, and a third a juvenile. That was just too easy.
Yeah.
Fortunately, the statue was not damaged, stated Madeline Grogan, the pavilion's director of education, programming, and exhibits, In an email Friday, the statue and many other dinosaur representations are part of the Dinosaurs in the Wild exhibit at the Washington Pavilion. Science Center. The organization did not provide any information on the size or weight of the statue. Scientists believe velociraptors grew to about 6 feet long and weighed 100 pounds when they roamed the earth millions of years ago. Grogan said officials are evaluating how they can better secure the dinosaur statue. It was one of 2 velociraptors featured outside as part of the collection of dinosaur statues. One was perched on the roof of the building, looking out on the city, and the other was almost directly below.
For just a moment, they had it.
They had it. Do you know how long those 3 college kids watched that statue to figure out how to get it to its apartment?
Yeah.
There was
all that work.
Dude, we could have that in our apartment, man. It could be there right now.
Nobody will ever know.
Nobody ever know. You remember, you and I are about the same age. When I was in college age, she would have been a little older. That's when the M&M displays came out that looked like the M&Ms. They were about 3 or 4
big hole in them.
Big hole in them, 3 or 4 feet tall. Look, my roommates and I wanted one of those things so bad. About 2:00 in the morning one morning, we about had the Walmart managers talked into letting us have it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was like a 30-minute. We were there every night trying to get him to give it to us. And one night, we talked to a different manager, and they're like, "Yeah, sure, I guess. Hold on, let me go call somebody."
Yeah.
So close. So, but now I have one now.
Really?
About 5 years ago, it's not the one I want. I wanted the red or yellow, the main ones. I got the brown one with the high heels.
Yeah.
So she's the most valuable one now because they canceled the high-heeled one.
That's true.
So
That'll be worth something.
I had to have same thing as these people with this Velociraptor. Man, I could have this thing in my house, man.
But I gotta say, the M&M's is much cooler.
The M&M's much cooler.
Produces something, you know.
Well, look, I was even trying to look at it going. I mean, as a college kid, you're going, could we put a keg inside this M&M and put its tap on the handle?
Could have done something with it.
Could have done something with it. Instead, when I finally got one, I'm an adult with 3 kids, and I'm like, it's like my remote holder beside my chair.
I don't think it's nearly as cool as you do, right?
No, my 12-year-old does now. It's in his room, and he's like, it's my M&M now, and I'm like, what am I going to do with it?
Right. That's cool.
But I can see the thoughts of these 3 college kids and this Velociraptor. Get this Velociraptor, man.
Oh my goodness.
Well, that's the BS show for the day, Brad. You got any big plans for the weekend?
Not much. Saturday market. Maybe see a movie. Maybe do an open house Sunday.
Saturday market
Maybe
time.
be doing some contracts. Who knows?
All right, I'll be there at the Saturday market tomorrow, but I'm resting. College football starts next week, baby.
There you go.
Go Big Orange.
GBO.
See you
Go
later.
Blue.